Here's to all working hard to keep it together.
We'd like to thank Elements of Jazz TV for being here with us tonight. Big potato. We are Navarro. My name is Joey Navarro. Thank you very much.
Elements of Jazz, your visual jazz experience.
Everybody, Angel on guitar, everybody. Michael Alvarado. One and only Rene Camacho on bass. Joey De Leon Jr. on percusión. Y el maestro Joey Heredia on drums. My name is Joey Navarro. Thank you very much.
I grew up in a town called Tolleson, Arizona, which is in the suburbs of Phoenix. I heard a specific album. It was El Chicano El Revolucion. And when I heard that organ, Bobby Espinosa playing, I told my mother that's what I want to do. I want to play keyboards. So my parents were always supportive. I went to Tolleson Elementary through high school. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for music, so at the age of 14 I sought private teachers. So eventually I studied with a man named Armand Boatman, which plays a lot in the Phoenix area. He's a jazz piano player, and he taught me a lot of wonderful things in terms of voicings and a lot of standards. So shortly thereafter I joined a couple of different groups. I went to community college, but I didn't study music. I was going for a business degree, but the road called me out, so at a very young age I started traveling. Well, my influences as a child and a teenager was always the Latin groups, El Chicano. There was a singer that I used to love, Little Joe, Hernandez. He had a group called Little Joe and the Latineers. So it was Tex-Mex based, but had a lot of jazz influences. Then in my teenage years and when I started going to college, then I was influenced by Chick Corea, Russell Ferrante from the Yellow Jackets, Keith Jarrett, all the big names of the time, Return to Forever, great groups. I should also add Jeff Lorber in there. In LA is Otmaro Reese. I just can't believe how talented this guy is. He was born to play. He's like a Renaissance man, but he has unbelievable chops, you know, and every time I see him, he leaves me scratching my head. There's a lot of guys in town. Mitch Foreman, I really enjoy the way he plays too. This is my dream band. I asked myself, who would I want if I could have anyone in the world now that I'm in LA? It took me 10 years to meet everyone and to be exposed to everyone. So down the line, who would I want on drums? Joey Heredia. Well, he happens to be a great friend of mine, and he's the one that actually helped me out the most when I moved here initially in 2011, and he's just a wonderful drummer. Bassist, Rene Camacho. I can't say enough about this man's talent. He's not only a wonderful bassist, but a great educator. He knows so much about music. Him and I have worked together in different groups. We worked together about 10 years ago with Sister Sledge, and when I moved here, I wanted to play with him because he's just very talented cat. Now, on percussion, Joey De Leon is known to be one of the best of the West Coast. To me, West Coast, East Coast, he's just one of the best, period. Brandon Fields, I've been a fan of Brandon's for the longest time. I used to hear his music back, well, back 10, 15 years ago, you know, and he's, him and I have become very, very good friends. We met through the Greg Adams group back in 2001. And we actually started hanging out, him and I, and a percussionist named Johnny Sandoval, which was my roommate at the time. And we were all playing together. And when I think of sax, I think of Brandon Fields, because he's once again, one of the best in the world. It's, he says more with one note than most sax players say with 20,000. I mean, he's so lyrical, so the way he plays is just it's just a beautiful thing to witness. Now, Michael Angel Alvarado, I met him actually through Joey Heredia. They were playing together at a play, and when I heard him and I heard his tone, I thought to myself, I gotta have him. He's just another very, very gifted cat, and just really puts his heart and soul into every single note that he plays. Now, the style of Navarro, it's best described as a potpourri of Latin influence, of course, but it's got a little bit of a funk edge. I've never been just one type of player. You know, I love the Latin music, of course, it just flows through my veins, but my roots are really actually Earth, Wind, and Fire, kind of function. You know, I love the funk, you know, so I've actually integrated both music, both types of music for these very heavy rhythmical arrangements. You know, I took into consideration that it would be Rene Camacho playing bass. Okay, how am I going to challenge him? How am I still going to give it musical integrity and not lose the groove? You know, because that's very important to me. You know, I like for people's heads to be grooving along with everyone here on stage. Thank all the fans, and thank you for all the support you've given me through the years. This group is called Navarro. You can find us at joeynavarromusic.com. Thank you very much.
Rolling down that highway, not too sure where I'm gonna stay. All I know is I've got some bills to pay. Once again